Hey dear friends, here I'm back with a new video, and today I want to talk about how I work on a tune that I have been playing before, because to be really honest, most of the times I practice a tune and then it will come back after a while. So it's always, you know, the cycle of life, the cycle of the tunes, and there's always stuff to work on. I think that's in the nature of improvisation. We're never ready with a tune because the improvisation happens in the moment. In the best case, it's an expression of ourselves, and we want to play different stuff. So I like to come back and explore stuff again. Today it's going to be Looks Like Meringue. It's one of my absolute favorite John Scofield songs, and it's also one of my absolute favorite John Scofield albums, and it's such a soulful, great tune. I have been recording it with a band during the pandemic, but I also got this album as a present when I was 17 years old, and I really didn't understand nothing about it, and I even wasn't really drawn to it, sort of and sort of not, but I listened to it over and over again, and so it's really a thing that is, I guess, deep in my subconscious, and it's always fun to work with those things that we know for a long time and revisit them. So, but anyways, if you have a look at the lead sheet, you'll see it's a lot of chords, and it can be super depleting to think about learning all those chords, and my expectation for me, of course, are always the highest. So I say, oh, I'm going to play the best solo ever over it. And that leads to the fact that I don't even get started because my expectations are so high. You know, every chord, every scale, the entire fretboard, the high tempo, the cool lines, the outside playing, whatnot, all has to be there. And instead of starting with a mindset like this, I'm starting with a mindset of going to play the chords a couple of times, record them on my looper as I always do, and improvise a little bit, and then I'm going to look on which one or two chords I'm going to work. Always back to the roots, always a minimalistic approach. And then I'm going to show you exactly how I would work on the thing that I'm deciding to work on because I don't know that yet. So first of all, I'm going to record the chords in a slow tempo. Really a very nice tune. I just wanted to not make a tutorial about this tune. If you want to have a tutorial, let me know. Maybe I can do one. But I just wanted to show you my process of working on a thing. So yes, I thought, okay, I'm going to make a video about a jazz standard, and then I thought, you know, the obvious choice is Autumn Leaves, Stella by Starlight, like the stuff that everyone else is doing on YouTube that gets a lot of clicks. But lately I'm trying to do stuff that makes my heart smile, and then I think about songs on end and I don't find anything that interests me, and I think it has something to do that I'm so much in my head thinking about it. And just now I realized I want just to play something that makes me happy, and don't know how I even got to John Scofield. I had some other tunes, I sorted through some other tunes, and all of a sudden I came back to this tune, and then I just knew it was right, and it was not a rational decision. So I just want to encourage you, when you work on a tune, also to work on a tune that you really love, and that you don't have to have a reason to work on it, right? Just like you feel like you really want to play this tune. So I think the chord that I want to work on is G flat major 7 sharp 11, the Lydian chord, and then followed by a Phrygian chord. So the first thing that I want to do today is I want to record the root of the G flat, that would be the G flat, and then the A, and just play some voicings on top of those chords, because I find, of course, I can play this chord, that would be a sharp 11 chord, I can play this Phrygian chord, right? But I feel like I'm limited to chord voicings that have the root in the bass, and I don't want that. So let's record the roots. And then I'm just going to start with the obvious stuff. So right, sharp 11 chord, I can play like a drop 2 voicing, right? And then for the Phrygian chord, I could play like a sus4 flat 9 chord. So this would be sus4, that's the 9. Right, and like this, I see that's also a G minor triad with a 9. But just let's play a little bit first. God, I already lost it. And then I'm already thinking, okay, the G minor and the G flat, if I see this sus 4 flat 9 from the perspective of minor, the G minor is of course really close to the G flat, so maybe I can find something here. And then I would just like continue looking for sounds that work. And right, let's do a little bit more. Oh, so this is A7, that's A7 sus, that's flat 9. That would be E half diminished, that would be another approach. So I could think E half diminished, drop 2 and G flat, you know, just like I just want to find different ways to hear the sound so it gets deeper into my listening, I guess. Let's do that. nice, right? G flat. Right, so just like I'm playing, and while I'm playing, stuff comes up. Opposed to having a shitload, sorry, of YouTube videos and books that I'm looking into, I'm wanting to work through. Opposed to that, I'm starting from a tune, starting from 2 chords, and then I'm playing. And while I'm playing, things come up. So I just remembered, because I had like a complete block with the phrygian chord. Right, you can have a phrygian chord with the B flat, major 7 sharp 11 chord. So I would just like have the flat 9, sus 5. I have all the notes that I need for the phrygian sound. And now I know, I have the G flat, for the G flat obviously, and then that shape is really not too easy to play, right? And now all of a sudden a door has been opening for me, because now the next thing that I would have been doing anyways is to practice some arpeggios on top of it. And now I can think, oh cool, I can practice like a G flat major sharp 11 arpeggio followed by a B flat major 7 sharp 11 arpeggio. But first of all, I'm going to put a layer on top of the bass notes. I hope I can do that. So just to hear the sound even better, just let's find a chord that I can play. Maybe like this. So let's put a layer on it. I'm just practicing arpeggios. I'm just going to practice a lot of different stuff, just to always hear the same thing and have a lot of ways to understand it. The scales for the G flat major 7 sharp 11, I'm thinking D flat major, right, because it's on the 4th degree, and I'm finding myself the G flat major scale here. And for the phrygian sound, I'm thinking B flat major 7 sharp 11, right, since that worked, maybe that works as well. And then yes, we're in F, phrygian's also on the 3rd degree. So now I'm just going to play again up and down, nothing fancy. I'm still just like getting my tools in place, right? So starting on the G flat. One thing that I always like to practice is, like I just did, I find a pattern and then I try to move the pattern through the scales, like this. Let's find another pattern. And last but not least, I'm just going to improvise and And so, you know, it's like all those exercises just help me to hear it deeper. And I know I'm only practicing 2 chords, but I really believe that if we go deep, if we have the courage to go deep with one thing, it will reflect on all the other stuff. So the next thing that I would do now, naturally, is to get some of my books out and just like check out Phrygian again, you know, all the master classes and stuff that I have flying around. I would look for ideas on Phrygian, on Lydian, because now I did all I could with the stuff that comes up naturally for me, and then I'm adding on to it. And I think that's an organic way to practice. And then the questions arise from our playing, from the music, and not from something we're thinking about all day long, which can be sometimes misleading. So I hope this video was helpful, and I see you around. Bye!